All right, let's dive right into this explainer and demystify that tiny little chip that connects practically every single person on the planet to the digital world. I mean, if you own a phone, you're using it every single day. But how exactly does it work? Today, we are unpacking the completely fascinating architecture and the hidden secrets of the SIM card. To really wrap your head around the sheer scale of this technology, consider this. Over 20 billion SIM cards have been produced since the very first one launched. Back in 1991, a German company made the first SIM for a network in Finland. And going from that one single card in Scandinavia all the way to a staggering 20 billion today, that is a technology that has fundamentally shaped global communication. So here is our roadmap for today. First, anatomy of a SIM. Second, the secret network handshake. Third, the incredible shrinking SIM. Fourth, SIM versus eSIM. And finally, the hidden app toolkit. Okay, section 1, anatomy of a SIM. So what does SIM actually stand for? It means subscriber identity module. Basically, think of it as your ultimate digital passport. It's a tiny microprocessor chip that authenticates you on the network so you can make calls, send texts, and use data. And what's really wild is how little storage it actually needs to do all of this heavy lifting. We're talking usually just between 64 and 256 kilobytes of memory. But inside that insanely tiny space, it holds the absolute keys to your cellular existence. Now, your digital identity actually breaks down into a bit of an alphabet soup of two totally distinct numbers. First up is the ICCID. This is the 19 to 20-digit serial number physically etched right into the SIM itself. It's basically the hardware's serial number. But then you have the MSI, or International Mobile Subscriber Identity. This 15-digit code is what identifies you globally to the network. It tells the cell tower your specific country code, your mobile network provider, and your unique subscriber ID. But here is the really crucial part. This 128-bit secret key, known as the KI. This key is locked securely on the SIM, and it perfectly matches a key locked away in your carrier's database. It acts as this unbreakable cryptographic signature protecting you from hackers. It encrypts your data and makes absolutely sure your digital identity cannot just be effortlessly cloned by bad actors. Moving right along to Section 2, the secret network handshake. When you power on your phone, it kicks off this lightning-fast challenge response protocol. Basically, your phone shouts your IMSI to the nearest cell tower. The network hears it and says, "Okay, prove it's really you," and it throws back a random number as a math challenge. Your SIM takes that random number, mashes it up with your locked secret key, and solves the math problem to generate a signed response. Meanwhile, the network is doing the exact same math on its end. If the two answers match, boom, you are granted network access in a fraction of a second. The absolute genius of this invisible handshake, though, is what isn't happening. Your 128-bit secret key never, ever leaves the card. Because the key is never actually transmitted over the air, anyone trying to snoop on your cellular data just intercepts a random math problem and an answer, but never the secret formula itself. This is exactly what makes cloning a modern SIM card so incredibly difficult. All right, Section 3, the incredible shrinking SIM. It is seriously wild to think back to the original 1991 SIM, because it was this massive plastic slab literally the size of a credit card. I mean, try fitting that into today's sleek smartphones, right? As phones shrank down, the SIM had to shrink too. We got the mini SIM in '96, the micro in 2003, and then the basically all-chip nano SIM by 2012. But the most radical shift hit in 2016 when the physical card was ditched entirely, replaced by the software-based eSIM. eSIMs, which stands for embedded SIMs, completely eliminate the plastic. Because the chip is permanently embedded directly into the device's main processor board, you can activate network plans instantly just by snapping a QR code. This is a huge deal. It frees up incredibly premium space inside smartwatches, ultra-thin phones, and Internet of Things gadgets like connected cars. You can switch carriers instantly without waiting for a tiny piece of plastic to show up in the mail. Let's hit Section 4, SIM versus eSIM. So, rolling into the 3G era, we got the eSIM, the Universal Subscriber Identity Module. This was a massive, massive leap forward. Designed specifically for 3G, it offered vastly expanded storage, jumping up to 256K. That meant bigger phone books and even hidden phone books. But way more importantly, it totally overhauled the security. The older algorithms on basic SIMs just weren't cutting it anymore against hackers, so the eSIM introduced much stronger encryption algorithms, like Millinage, to really lock down your line from unauthorized access.
And finally, Section 5, the Hidden App Toolkit.
This is a feature most people have no idea exists, the SIM Application Toolkit, or STK. This is a set of commands programmed directly into the SIM itself. It literally allows this tiny little chip to secretly give commands directly to your phone. It can independently tell your handset to pop up menus or ask you for input, and it does this completely independent of your phone's main operating system. Doesn't matter if you're on Android or iOS, the SIM is the one pulling the strings here. Now, this toolkit is literally what brought secure mobile banking and interactive menus to millions and millions of simple devices all over the world, entirely because it leverages the rock-solid identity verification of the SIM. But it definitely has its flaws. For one, there's virtually no multimedia support. You're looking at really basic pictures and text. Plus, updating the apps on a physical SIM is a total headache. The network provider usually asks to blast out specialized, secure SMS messages, or even worse, make the customer physically swap out their SIM card, which is just a huge friction point for everyone. Which brings us to the future, and a really provocative question I want to leave you with today. As we fully digitize this tech into invisible, software-based eSIMs, we are gaining some incredible flexibility. But are we trading the isolated physical security of a dedicated cryptographic chip we can hold in our hand just for the pure convenience of a QR code? It is definitely something to chew on the next time your phone instantly connects to a network out of thin air. Thanks for hanging out with me on this explainer, and keep questioning the hidden technology all around you.